All right, welcome everybody to this week's very special NIM community call. It's a very exquisite event, as usual. People still say that the NIM community calls are some of the most prestigious events in this world. We have to agree. Alexis agrees. Yana agrees. These are the two people who I brought with me today for this call. How is it going, Alexis?
It's going very well. Thank you very much.
Should have started with you, actually, ladies first. What's up, Yana?
It's going great. We're really happy. We're in Kyiv. Just for you guys, if you don't know, we're in Kyiv, and I'm so happy to have my fellow ninjas here in Ukraine. Very honored and very happy that you support us.
All right. So for those of you who've joined the community not that long ago, maybe can you introduce yourself, Yana?
Yes, my name is Yana, and I am a developer at NIM. I do some of the front-end work for NIM. So if you go, for example, and see our beautiful NIM Explorer, that's something that I was building in the last couple of months. I'm also Ukrainian. Mostly I'm based in Ukraine, but also sometimes in Europe, and I'm trying to support the NIM community here in Ukraine. I'm holding my hand on the pulse of NIM community, of what we need, of what our country needs, and I make sure to give this information firsthand to NIM team.
More on that in a bit, but now Alexis, who's I think you were one of the very first guests to ever touch these very prestigious NIM community calls.
Yes.
We even did a few specials back in the day, but then we didn't have a live stream set up or anything like that. Maybe for those who just joined the community and haven't met you yet,
I think it's getting more and more professional.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm working on a proper studio, and
Exactly.
we'll go big soon.
So good work.
Thanks.
I'm Alexis. I'm the COO of NIM, and I've been there since 2020. And I was helping already before. I was helping Harry before that for the fundraising, and I'm taking care of a lot of things inside the company. But I'm leading the operations team. But I'm also very active outside, and this is why I'm here also in Kyiv today to. Thanks for that. With the help of Yana, who organized the event, to be here, to connect with all my friends and also the community, which is here in Kyiv.
All right. We only brought a few topics for today, which we're going to jump into. So, but as usual, I will have to go through the usual housekeeping items. So thanks everyone for joining us. It's lovely to hang out. So like I said, we don't have like a lot of, scripting or questions or whatever. We didn't have a lot of time to prepare. So this is going to be mostly an AMA. We're going to give you a few updates and a few quick topics, but we're counting on your questions in the chat, which we're keeping an eye on. Of course, as usual, we're gonna be also keeping an eye on Matrix. So if you don't want to compromise your privacy and log into YouTube or Twitch with any account to leave a comment here, you can also leave it on the NIM Matrix server, and we're gonna grab it right away. Now, with all of that said, Bikram is saying there are two people behind us. Yes, we are in a cafe. There are our surprise guests. So they don't know, but hopefully
we're going to surprise them.
Yeah, they're very surprise guests because. All right. With all of that said, maybe let's start with what we've been busy with today. So we just met distributed labs or protocol? Distributed labs. So Alexi, what do we know about this group?
Yeah, well, Distributed Lab is a company from a friend, Pavel Kravchenko, who's I know him from a long time ago because he's one of the pioneers in the Bitcoin scene in Ukraine, and he was very famous for organizing blockchain UA conferences, and also the very famous BIP 001 that was happening in Odessa before. I never took part in those ones, but I took part in the one in Uzhgorod. But anyway, so he was really like someone who's bringing together people in the crypto scene, in the Bitcoin scene, and the crypto scene here. And now he's built a large company, which has the highest, I think it's the largest company in Ukraine that is building crypto. And they have a few projects about privacy, and this is what we were talking about. Privacy is our main focus.
Is it, Alexis? I never
it
heard
is.
about privacy before. Can you say more about that?
So they have a very interesting small project and team that is working on zero knowledge proof, especially linked to identities and how people can prove certain number of things about their identity without revealing them. And we feel there's like some very interesting use cases which can connect NIM, the network, and those kind of like proofs that they're building. So basically, I think we can shape a path for the future where you can actually prove certain number of your identity while remaining anonymous and while completely reducing your digital footprint. Right now, if you're using an EID, any kind of EID system, basically you're not just disclosing your identity itself, but you're disclosing all the data around the connection data, which app you've been using, and so on and so on. So
Exactly.
So here we can start to find a path which is sometimes a bit contradictory, because when we think about anonymity or mixed nets that builds up anonymity, we want to completely remove the identity.
Yeah.
But cypherpunks will tell you that instead of using identity, we should be using reputation. This is exactly what we make, how we build up the mixed net itself. Every node has not an identity, it has a reputation, and this is how they are becoming famous and reliable. But we still live in a society of human beings, and once you connect to each other, sometimes you may want to exchange identities, right? But this exchange of identity has to be done in a way where the outside view, like when people are looking to the exchange between the two persons, they cannot catch anything. They cannot see who's talking to who, but they also cannot see what identity is exchanged. So I think there's a path now that is building up with these kind of zero knowledge proof technologies, where you can have people sharing some identities in a very secure way. So I think we can come up with some kind of like small collaboration with them, and maybe a proof of concept. They already have some very interesting proof of concepts, and very excited to see these kind of like interactions happening.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm hoping that you're going to be hearing about this possible collaboration, and I will also mention to those who may be new, the fact that one of the core technologies which NIM rests on, one of course is the mixed-net, as you know, that's the network, but we also have ZK NIMs, which work on a very similar fundamental problem, which is how do you prove things, right? How do you exchange information without revealing your identity? If you hear from the early days, for example, during Shipyard, we did a deep dive into ZK NIMs. I feel like this project, this initiative is kind of similar in a lot of ways to credentials issued via ZK NIMs. So it's also nice to see that, in this space, there's a bunch of things which in other spaces or other industries could be seen as competitors. And instead of seeing each other as competitors, we're like working on ways to work together.
Maybe what is really interesting is to see how, one of the example they used their system for, so to get a bit of understanding. Basically, their system is basically you can scan. Every passport has an NFC chip inside, which is government issued, right? So this is nothing. This is all centralized and it's all government done. And you have your passport, right? And basically, instead of using an electronic ID, which would be another stuff issued by the government, which would leak a lot of data, basically what they read, you can read your passport, you can read it with your phone, right? That NFC chip will read your passport. And from this data, you can build in your phone, in your own device, you can build a zero knowledge proof that will prove that you have a passport, or you have this nationality, or your passport will expire is valid, or or you're you're a grown-up person, you're like more than 18, or you're a man or a woman, or something else, depending on what's written on your passport. And basically, if you build up your own zero knowledge proof of it, then you can do some interesting things. So like one of the project that was done was that it was in Iran, but also in Russia. You can participate in petitions where you could prove your nationality, but without revealing who you are, without revealing even to your government who you are. And so you had suddenly a website which was collecting signatures from people who had the nationality of that country, but without the government being able to discover who these persons were. So that was a really interesting project that they worked on.
Yeah, that's one of the many possible like use cases for such a technology. Now, should we jump right into community questions already, or do you want to talk a little bit about this news which came out recently that Harry's going to be mentoring some people along with CZ himself?
Yeah, well, that's a great news. So basically, I mean, it's been in the work for a long time. So basically, CZ from Binance. I think everyone knows who CZ is.
Who is? I've never heard this.
You never heard
who
who
is
CZ
that guy? Never.
CZ is the founder of Binance, right?
What's Binance? Okay, I stopped now. Sorry, guys.
And Binance is actually Binance Labs. It's the investment arm of Binance. Is the company that gave the first check to NYM. So without Binance Lab, we would not be existing. That was back in 2018 or 18. And so since then we kept connection, of course. A lot of people are saying when Binance listing, of course, right? That's what comes to the mind of everyone. But it's not the immediate objective, because we're building a long-term work with them. They are so now basically they rebranded Binance Lab into EZ Labs. Basically now they've been following us from all this time, and we have been requested. I mean, Harry has been requested to be part of this mentorship program to help other companies to implement things. So of course, Harry will be focusing more on the privacy and zero knowledge proof technologies and some AI part, but basically to help new projects from the EZ Lab portfolio to benefit from the experience of us. What it means, it means also that the type of technology and what they really love from us is to see how our technology has matured. So how now we are actually, I think we're one of the few projects in their portfolio that has a real life product that you can use, a VPN based on a decentralized economy with a token, and that's amazing for them. Right?
Yep.
So Harry will be again speaking next week with CZ, and this is something. It's really like we're really focusing on a hard and long-term cooperation with them. So it's these news for us are really important because it shows all the hard work which is being done for years.
Which we can, of course, reveal step by step all the time, every day. But hopefully,
I mean, it wouldn't make sense every day to say, we talked to this Telegram channel with this person, and they're happy that they tested the VPN. And so, I mean, there's like all those kind of long-term relationship you can have with your partners. It doesn't make sense. But then you have milestones, and this one is an interesting milestone because they really value our expertise in the domain, and they want us to share this expertise with other people.
Yep, excellent. So stay tuned for more news in this topic. I'm actually, if I had a startup in this space, I would probably love Harry as a mentor. I mean, he does know quite a bit about both the academic side and also the business side, I think. All right, now Yana, over to you. We've been talking way too much. So I wanted to ask you before we jump into community questions, since you were the mastermind behind our presence here, and you dragged me here for like a 24-hour train ride and
by force.
all of that. Yeah, by force. She's very persistent, guys. You don't want to mess with Yana at all. So what's up with this little meetup here? What's happening?
Yeah, guys. So now, those of you who don't know, maybe we are going to have 2 events in Kyiv where NIM will be present. Well, first of it, it's our NIM community event, which is our
Number two.
Second big NIM community event, which is also co-organized and powered by Encrypted. This is our official media partner in Ukraine.
Just one moment. Maybe Salazar, you could please find the link to Encrypted. They're a really nice group. So if you're not following them yet, then make sure to check them out. They do some really good media, and they are some of the best reporters in the crypto space. So check them out.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, they were supporting us since a couple of years now. So we're really happy they put their eyes on us because they usually see really good projects and they support them. So we are with Encrypted. Basically, at this time, well, first NIM community event was in summer 2023, and there were kind of two speakers, me and Alexis. So it was nice and small, but there were 60 or 70 people who came, and we were really happy about the turnout. But this time we expect more people. We expect different groups, not only privacy concerned people, but also crypto enthusiasts and those who know company NIM not only for VPN and Mixnet, but also for the NIM token. And we're also going to focus a little bit on this part of our ecosystem, also the NIM token, given that we have launched the NymVPN, and now the token plays a crucial role in it. And now we are going to have 5 speakers, 5 guys, 5, not 2, 5. And I'm going to host the event. So I'm going to be the 6th person, but not a speaker this time, but no worries, I will be speaking elsewhere this time. So basically we will have Alexis. Of course, we will have Alexis because he has so much to tell about how NIM company has evolved in the last, at least last year. That was a lot. And we have finally Sudo, who is personally coming. I dragged him. I kind of took him like this. Sudo, you have to come. Otherwise, we will.
I was scared.
Yeah, because everyone will think you're fake. You're a fake. You have this mask on all your social media. They will never know that you're a real person.
Yeah.
So this
actually
is
your AI picture looks more you than you in reality.
Yes. So basically, I said, Sudo, this is your star time to actually prove your humanity to our Ukrainian community.
He's real.
I actually
He's real.
exist, guys. I know it's hard to believe, but I do actually exist.
Yeah, yes. So basically, we're so happy to have Sudo because our community in the last at least 2 years, that since the last NIM community event, has grown a lot. And that's why it makes total sense that Sudo also comes and tells us all about how our community is contributing to NIM ecosystem and how people, newbies who want to become part of our community, can actually join us. So this will be the 2 major speakers, but then we also have the 2 our ambassadors, and one of them you know already, and the one who's asking lots and lots of questions is Beyond. He's coming to Kyiv from his hometown. He's also going to present the NymVPN. And we have our newer ambassador, Alexander. He's going to talk about the NIM company in general, especially for those who do not know the company that much. And of course, this is going to be a really, really good event because we also have our community members, the squad, which is called Roblox. We will have 2 members from Roblox, both Alexanders. They all both called
Beyond
Alexander.
is also kind of in Roblox as well.
Beyond is also part of Roblox, me as well, but we will have the founder who will present something really, really interesting. I'm not going to spoil his topic because for those who know how technical Alexander, the founder of Roblox, is, they will know that it's going to be a killer presentation. So I give you a hint, it's gonna show some traffic with and without NymVPN, but on a very specific setup. So we are looking forward to it. And lots of network. It's going to be lots of network. So those who hasn't signed up for our NIM community meetup in Kyiv, please do, because we do want to know how many of you are coming, because we have some really good merch for you. It's not for everyone, but those of you very active during the event will get a beautiful merch from us. So and of course we're coming with presents, not telling with which presents. Come to our event, you will know.
Yes, and I believe I have some insider information that the Ukrainian community also has another contest going on, which could get them some merch. So maybe if you look at our Ukrainian Telegram chat, I believe Beyonce shared some details there. So keep a close eye on this call and the details, because it may actually be very nice for you in the near future. Now, Yana, I have one more question for you before we jump into the community questions, because you worked a lot on the new Explorer.
Yes,
and I believe there has been a recent update to it. So let's just walk people through real quick.
Yeah,
what
guys. You asked us and we did it. You wanted to have the dark mode in the Explorer, and
it should be default. Dark mode should be the default mode for everything, everywhere.
Not necessarily. I prefer the light mode. It's bright and shiny. I really would like to put some unicorns in it. It hasn't been approved yet, but it will be. I do my best on the unicorns at the Explorer. It's gonna be beautiful. So dark mode on the Explorer. You can use it already. And of course, something that the Roblox guys told me at the very first minute of using the Explorer, they say, Yana, your magic search is not finding the nodes.
Dark modes?
No, light mode. Dark mode.
Yes, the default. Yeah. This should be the default mode, the non-default mode, default mode. Yeah, exactly. All right, I stopped now, sorry.
Yeah, so basic. The magic search for our Explorer also can find your nodes by name. So you do not need to type in your key, identity key, or your wallet address. Yes, you can find your node by name.
Excellent.
Nice small feature, but some people are really happy about it. Yeah, so this is about the Explorer. This is what I was working on for the last, at least last month. But I haven't finished. I'm not done yet. I'm not done talking. The second event where we're participating in Kyiv is going to be on Sunday. It's going to be a very big crypto conference. It's called NCrypto. And we are going to talk very much about NYM token, because we know as much as privacy is important, the NYM token plays a very, very big role in our ecosystem, and not everyone understands the whole power and magic behind this token. This is maybe one of the very few tokens on the market which has actual value and is connected to a very, very cool product. That's why we do want to put the focus on it in Ukraine, given that the crypto world and crypto audience in Ukraine is really, really big. So we do want them to know what token to look at.
Okay, and as for the Explorer, what's next for the Explorer? Because I know that there's some more stuff planned.
Yes, for the Explorer, the next one. Do you guys remember in the old Explorer, we used to have the map of the node distribution in the world? We're going to bring it back, the map, because it's a really nice interactive thing. People can look at their own country and know how many nodes they have. So it's really nice feature. This is more for information. As for some technical solutions, we should have had hacks here, but I remember maybe we will have better filtering. Like you can filter the nodes if you want to stake on something specific with the specific metrics, like the nodes that have the best uptime, that have the best saturation point, and you just do not want to look for it manually. You will have a better filtering for that, which will be very useful.
Excellent. Looking forward to that as well. Alexis, anything to add?
No, I'm really looking forward for those two events tomorrow and after tomorrow. So yeah, it will be a very good time, and I'm always happy to connect with local communities. We have this chance to have a strong link in Ukraine, and it's always a very enjoyable and also professional. So I think it's a very good environment here.
Yep, it's gonna be nice. Now, all right, Yana, say
questions.
it. Yeah, good community questions.
Yeah, there are so many good ones.
A lot of good questions. Thanks for the many questions, and thanks again for hanging out with us, guys. All right, so first question is, I guess maybe mostly for you, Alexis. Hi, could you please give some details about marketing? I guess that what they're referring to is the start of NymVPN ads, which we talked about.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I can give I mean, I know the team has been working really, really hard for the last good 3 months. It's the whole marketing team with Rob that I think you already met here in the community call.
I should actually bring him back.
Yeah,
for,
you
for
should
an
bring
update.
him back. Yeah, exactly. So Rob has been preparing all the backman work, because basically what I think, and I think Yana has been helping a little bit too on the technical side. But basically, you need to have like everything working for the as soon as you make an ad, whatever kind of ad it is, people will come on our website or will come through your website or will want to test or buy or whatever, right? So you need to have a flow for the affiliates, because some people will make the promotion for us. They have to get something. All these flow needs to be perfect, because once we open up the machine of ads, then you have a flow of people coming, and if there is a friction somehow, you will lose a client, someone who was ready to pay. So we have the basis which is done, which is that the payment flow, I think, is pretty solid right now. We are improving it, of course, adding more methods of payments, but we've been building this like flow of when people are coming through some advertising. So we were also waiting a little bit for the app to be a bit more stable. Thank you for everyone who's like pushing up bugs. Please do, because for us it's super important, and to make sure that it's as reliable as it is. Also to work on many different platforms. So I think the last 2 months there has been like an increase in reliability, and we're coming to the point where we can start advertising. Right? So and the other thing that the team has been doing, they've been trying to focus on which group to best advertise first, and I think it's pretty clear to say. I mean, it's like it's not a secret, but it's not. It's kind of obvious. But the first group of people we're going to focus are crypto native people, which we are all here in the room. And basically, when you talk about privacy and Web3 and zero knowledge proofs, and to those people, they really understand what is happening and what is the benefit of using NymVPN. Then, so that will be our first focus group, of course.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Again, when you roll out an app, it's not usually a good idea to roll it out to anyone and everyone, right? We were doing, as mentioned by Harry and myself and many others on Telegram, what we're doing is a staged rollout. So there was the beta testing phase, which big thanks to everyone who participated in it. So we got a lot of feedback, which was absolutely instrumental for NymVPN. And then we did the launch. We had like a limited outreach to a bunch of people, and now we're going wider with a bunch of acquisition channels that Alexis mentioned.
And I think the hardest part in all of this is the speed, because from the outside and even sometimes from the inside, we're like, oh, it's too slow, because we do a phase, we test, and then we go to the second one, and it takes us months or whatever. But I think it's like also the price of like making sure that we really integrate all those changes into this, so that we basically right now we have a few thousands of users, which is great. We started from zero. We have paying customers, which is great, because it's feeding into, even it's a small volume, it's feeding into the token economics. So like everyone is benefiting from this, because every time someone is buying the NymVPN, there is a purchase order also of Nym tokens, which is happening.
This is why they're asking, make no mistake. That's exactly the reason.
Yeah, of course, and this is why they're asking, because they want to see more people. But what you don't want, and what we don't want, I mean, together we don't want someone coming who has no clue about the NymVPN, the token, who comes there, tests the VPN, and then is disappointed and just doesn't complete the whole process, because then he's not buying those tokens in the background, right? So,
exactly.
So in order to have, and we know basically that if we push up the button of advertisement, we can have thousands, 10,000s, maybe 100,000s of people that will come at us. We already did great PR and great SEO. You look at how many big newspapers, and that's also part of the plan of the pre-marketing phase. So before the marketing, you need to make sure that we are recognized as a VPN, which is the future. And I think you had the articles in Tech Radar, like in big. We just had Tom's Guide.
Yeah, Tom's Guide. Yeah.
Recently, we had a big ZDNet talked about us. They all talk about us about the promising VPN, right? So this is great news because once we do an advertisement, people will look for us and they will find on the internet. They will find those articles. So they will see. They will have a positive feedback. They will try our VPN. But we need to make sure that their experience is like good until the end, right? So that's super important. Otherwise, they will drop off, and we'll have that will be bad for everybody.
That's bad for everybody.
So the timing, I know it's sometimes it feels slow, but this timing is also a focus from the team to make sure that once we have 10,000 people, we can really onboard everyone, or 100,000 people, we can really onboard everyone.
Yes, exactly. All right, hopefully that answers your question. Thank you, Maximilian, for the great question. Next one is from the aforementioned Beyond. Looking forward to meeting you in person, and thanks for the great question. Friends, when is the new official merch? I think Yana has a
Preview of it.
I have a preview. I have even a tryout already. The new merch looks great. For now, we only have planned to have merch on our events. When we are going to have it in our shop, I don't know yet. So those who have the privilege to go to the events, go be active, do our tasks that we want you to do to get that merch, and you will get it.
Yeah, come to events, guys. No merch for anybody else. No, I'm just kidding. Eventually, it will make it to
yes,
it
will make it to a shop at one point.
Yes, yeah. So soon TM, I guess. That's
soon
right.
TM.
Soon TM.
Soon TM 2 weeks.
Somewhere between 2 weeks and the end of the year. All right, thanks for the question, Beyond. Next up is also Beyond. This is just the first part of the question, I believe. According to the Explorer, it can be analyzed that NIM delegates a significant part of the delegation fund to servers belonging to DAOs or IT communities. Next part of the question is, does this not create a monopoly in the market when 20 servers from one DAO have delegations and local regional users do not? Are there any plans to change the scheme of team delegations? To be completely honest with you, I don't have any up-to-date information on the delegations program. It was my brainchild back in the day, but some much more capable hands, Sarinko's hands, took it over. But I do know that we favored not necessarily like IT companies or anything like that. We favored community squads when we made decisions. That is because from the delegation, so see it also from NIM's perspective, right? The delegations program for you guys is very good because you get support in bootstrapping your nodes, right? So your nodes can become profitable faster. And also, hopefully, more people delegate to your nodes if they see that they are part of the official delegations program. From our side, we want to make sure that the right nodes are delegated to, so that they are selected more often, right? And so that we sort of encourage standards of performance, that kind of stuff. So from this perspective, it made sense for us to delegate to DAOs or community squads because we know them, right? If they have a node, we even put it in the rules back in the day that community squad operated nodes are gonna enjoy an advantage in the delegations program. This was never meant to be exclusive though, so anybody else should also have a chance to get into the delegations program, but it favors more the DAOs who we have or community squads who we have experience with, who we know to run good nodes, right? And that's the reasoning behind it. I don't see it as a big like centralizing issue, but I don't know. What's your take on this, Alexis?
I think we have to understand that all this is always phases, right? So the delegation program is like what is happening now. It helps bootstrap and it helps everyone to have this quality of nodes that we have, right? So this is great, and thank you everyone who's in the chat who is building those nodes, because the quality in general is very high. And then this is going to evolve, right? So depending on the volume we have, depending on the token economics, the price of the token, depending on, there's so many aspects where basically, hopefully, what we want to do is the end game is for us to have a network which is self-sustained, where we don't need to delegate, and we can use the treasury to fund new types of developments. Basically, it's always these funds that we are delegating to the part of the treasury of the company is to put the finger and to push to develop what is needed at that moment. And right now, what is needed, especially when we're going to onboard a bunch of VPN users, is to have a very high quality selection of nodes. And also distributed in places where they are needed. And we have like everyday requests for some countries. Oh, why is there no nodes in what was it last time?
I can't remember.
I had the question. Salvador. Why we don't have a node in Salvador? Yeah. So because of my Bitcoin connections, we have some connection in Salvador. We asked, and basically there is no real data center in Salvador.
Oh yeah, actually, so guys, just so you know.
So if someone knows a data center in Salvador, maybe tell us, right? But in reality, most of the people in Salvador run their nodes outside of the country, so
Yes.
it's a bit hard. So you have these cases, but yeah.
A quick side note: if you see a node or any infrastructure in any space which claims to run in El Salvador, most likely it's not actually true, right?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what we
did
looked
that.
into this.
But basically, what it means is that this delegation program is a way for us to push development in a certain field, right? And if the network is coming to the point where it's running by itself, then and it's like at the level it needs to be in terms of quality and of distribution, and maybe there will be some other dynamics that will come in, which are more algorithm basis. Then we will move this treasury to some other places.
Exactly, and also just a quick side note: monopoly. Like you use the word monopoly, that cannot happen, right? So if you have like a lot of different groups running, not one but more than one nodes, that's still like very much decentralized. It's not decentralized to the extremes where every single node is run by a different person. But this is obviously like from the perspective of the network. This is from the perspective of not just the network but the delegations program itself. It's a trade-off that we basically took. And maybe at some point in the future we'll just give the whole treasury to the Squad Wealth Fund, right, Alexi?
I mean, this is I
was joking.
This is strange to get me.
Yep.
No. So, but it still comes to the general idea of like, okay, how far do you go into decentralization? How do you become a DAO? How the whole network becomes a DAO? And here we're still quite far away. But the fact that we have existing product and that we have a real use case first as a VPN and maybe some other products which are being built afterwards. That is leading the way to a self-sustained ecosystem.
Yes, exactly. Thanks for the question, Beyond. Hopefully that answers it. Next up is from Jason. Thanks for a great question, Jason. Will transaction tracking come to the Explorer?
It's a question to me. Well, basically, yes, at some point it will, but I have a question to Alexis. Do we have transactions in our wallet? Do you remember? I don't, because I never used them.
I think not.
In our wallet, in which wallet? Oh,
wallet.
In the NymVPN wallet, no.
No, in normal Nym wallet. I guess we don't have any.
Oh,
In
no.
the wallet
In the wallet, no, it doesn't show the transaction
Yes.
right now.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, this is the reason, guys, because for now we do not have the backend infrastructure to show it. That's why we don't have it neither in wallet nor in the Explorer, but it has been raised to us multiple times, and the backend team is working on it to give us the data about it. Once it's done, it's gonna be my task to put it for you into the front end. And yes, we have it on our roadmap, but I cannot give you the dates now. But it's on our watch.
You say soon TM, when you don't know the
Soon
date,
TM.
but you know it's coming.
Soon TM.
Soon TM.
Soon
She's
TM.
learning. You see.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for that question, Jason. Hopefully that was a good enough answer. Next up is also from Beyond. Do you plan to work with anti-detection browsers to make NymVPN work as a proxy?
Anti-detection browsers.
Maybe censorship? Is it about censorship?
So I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
Maybe Brave
here.
Pro. That could be like some of the
yeah.
more like privacy-minded
Yeah.
browsers.
But in general, what we're going to add some features into NymVPN that will affect your browser. Or you mean use it using. Okay, so we don't have a plan yet to build our own browser, for example. That's not going to happen. I mean, there's enough browsers around to work.
And it's a huge project. Even if you base it on something that exists, it's a very big project.
It's a huge project, yeah. So basically, what we're looking more now is like trying to discuss, and we are in discussion with at least one big browser, and that will be that will be a way. But what we're going to do is we're going to add some features inside the VPN that will reduce the footprint of your browser. Especially when it comes to DNS. So we're going to add some like ads, ad blocking stuff.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
Please.
me too. I can't wait.
That's gonna be amazing.
Ad blocking, but also some other security features that will, from the app itself, start to look into the system and see. And help out the system or the browser which is connecting through the NymVPN. So yeah, but it's a huge it's a very hard exercise to do still, and we are still at the phase right now in terms of tech, in terms of dev, where we are focusing on the quality of the VPN, because you can add anything you want on top of a VPN if you don't have a core quality product that is running also on a good network, and this is the hard part for us, is that we are stronger because we have this decentralized network, but all the things to make sure it's like smooth for everyone, it's much more complicated. So yeah, first we have this, and then we will add stuff, but adding stuff is planned.
Exactly, always from the core towards the outside. All right, big thanks for the question. And next up is also from Beyond. Which is, are there any, this is, I think, a really good question, and I don't know the answer, so maybe Alexis knows. Are there any calculations of what the mixnet speed can be with 10,000 simultaneously connected NymVPN users? I guess speed-wise, it's more interesting to talk about the fast mode, which is...
So the mixnet at this stage right now, if you have 10,000 users, it will be the same, basically. That won't change much. What we need.
Starting which number could it change?
No, I mean, I think if we have 10,000 users and it needs more I think that the available bandwidth which is there is like huge. What we need to do is we need to make optimization inside the mixnet itself. Right. And this would speed up really the mixnet. So I don't think right now the mixnet is slow. It's very slow on purpose. That's why it's working. But it's also very simply built. I mean, simply. It's not simple. It's like, let's say it's very. It still requires a lot of optimization. So right now, if we add a lot of 10,000 users, we won't see the difference basically. We still have a lot of optimization to do, basically. So it's hard to calculate these kind of things now.
Thanks for the answer.
So the answer is basically no. There's no calculation right now.
Okay. All right. Next up. Thanks for the question, Beyond. Next up is from Roussel. Thanks for the great question. Yana, is the meeting you organize going to be streamed on YouTube?
Guys, it's going to be streamed because Encrypted do the streaming of the event, and we will be sharing the links. However, do keep in mind it's going to be a bilingual event. It's going to be Ukrainian and English. So Alexis and Sudo are going to present in English. The rest of the team, like it's me, our two really great ambassadors, and our Roblox founder are going to present in Ukrainian. So definitely for those Ukrainians or those who speak Ukrainian who cannot join us in Kyiv, please do come and watch us online. For
I'm-
those who are big,
I'm pretty sure we have
fans.
some good AI tools that can translate automatically and do the sip.
I think not. I think not. I think not live.
Not live.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, we're still not there, right?
Yeah,
Not yet.
it's really tragic. Our technology is basically so outdated. Can't even translate in real time.
Yeah, but again, the huge fans of Sudo and Alexis do join us. Do not miss any single word that they're going to tell. Yes, it's going to be streamed. We will share the links.
All right, excellent. Now you know. And wait up. I am. Where was I? Where is the? It was called. Oh yeah, there it is. This one was skipped. So I'm going to ask, it's a good question from Bikram. Yana, are you a UFC fighter? Great question. I just told Yana today that she has some crazy guns.
Look at this.
Yeah, guys,
Just don't mess with.
my big secret is figure skating. Figure skate. You go on ice, in order not to kill yourself, you hold your hands like this 2 hours long. And believe me, those biceps coming from on its own. Yes. Yeah, come with me on ice. We'll do it together.
Excellent. I don't know what this next question means. So, oh yeah, maybe this one. Yeah, I think this is what he meant with the first question. Bikram is asking, can you please extend the claiming period for the POAP? Which POAP? For today? I mean, we only extended the window for the previous call because it was very early in the day compared to these. So I don't know what is it necessary today? Let us know and we could think about it. Next up, is there any Portuguese speaker in NymVPN team? Yes, there is. So on the I think 2 calls or 3 calls before, I had Katarina on, who's the head of customer experience at NymVPN. She speaks Portuguese, so if you want someone from Portuguese speaking like someone to go to an event who speaks Portuguese, then we may be able to get her there. All right, thanks for the question. Or yeah, where's the next question? Sorry guys, I'm scrolling through a lot of comments here.
Don't we have anything in the pin?
Yeah, but then it's not updated. And yeah, okay, this is from Jason. How many users can connect to one node? I have some vague memories of some research into this, but I can't remember what the outcome was because it was a long time ago. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember by heart. No, sorry. But I mean, right now we have like few thousands of users per node, right? At least. So I think we are in a phase where we are starting to see nodes being used, especially gateways, entry and exit gateways being used. We had one report of someone starting to see a lot of numbers and maybe having scaling issues, but we're still not there yet. I mean, but with this, we will soon know.
Yeah. Yeah. So not yet, but I do. Anyways, I can't remember, so I'm not gonna say anything stupid. So hopefully that was a good enough answer to your question, Jason. And I'm looking for Casey's here. But that's not a question. I'm only strictly focusing on questions here. Yana is a great ice skater. We don't know that. She may be a very bad ice skater. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Probably she's very good. And I think that was the last question, actually. So if you have anything that you want answered, now is your chance.
There was some question about Spanish from Roussel for tokenomics from Claudia.
Did I skip it? Wait a second. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This was not a question. There was no question mark, so that's why my brain skipped it. Okay, so Sudo, please. Spanish community wants to talk to Claudia about NYM token economics in our language. Please make it possible. All right, that's a promise. I will make it possible.
He can make it.
Yeah, I will make it possible. Let's pick this up on Matrix, Roussel, and then I'll speak to Claudia and we'll make something happen. You could probably get her on a Spanish-speaking community call. The only problem is that you're going to have to probably push it a bit earlier because it's very late in her time zone. I think in European time zone, the Spanish community calls are at like 1 or 2 a.m. So I don't think she's going to make it at that time. But yeah, definitely we can make it happen. Oh yeah. Okay, wait a second. We skipped Uncle Lem's question, which is not very nice of us. Okay. Where is it? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. Sorry for skipping it. All right, so Uncle Lem is asking question to Alexis and Sudo. Understand that time is tough, but do you like the city in general? Did you try any special things in their cuisine? All right, so the city, I have to say, this is my first time here, is absolutely amazing, regardless of the times. It's a very, very nice and very unique city. So I'm absolutely in love with it. And we did actually eat borscht today. Borscht. Is the T at the end? Yeah. And that was also.
And he also ate salo.
Oh yeah, salo. But that was nothing new to me. I'm Hungarian, so I know 80% of our traditional diet is basically salo. So I knew that one. But yeah, food is great as well. So highly recommended. What about you, Yana? Do you know anything about Ukrainian cuisine?
Well, I can tell that I can eat serniki. Serniki, this is Ukrainian dessert, cottage cheese cakes, like small, that they are fried. I can eat them every day for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. So if you guys,
but we have to say something. The real secret here, that even though Ukrainians want to admit, is that the best cuisine that usually they have here. Well, this is recommended by Ukrainians, is the Georgian cuisine. Right?
That's true. Like, guys, a couple of years ago in Kyiv, we had this big hype for sushi. You would get the sushi that even Japanese do not eat, do not have. It doesn't exist, but we have it here. So maybe 2 years ago, it switched to Georgian cuisine. Now you can find Georgian cuisine that even Georgians don't have. And it's all here in Kyiv. Yes.
All right. Sorry for it. I hope that was your only question, Uncle. There's a lot of comments.
So let us pin something
go
else.
Back to the pin ones.
Wait.
Yeah, go to the pinned ones.
But okay, there are some new pinned ones.
Yeah, and there
on the
was
bottom?
a question. Yeah, about Vitalik. Yes.
Oh yeah, there it is. So, question also from Rocio. Thanks for another great question, Rocio. Vitalik has given a very positive comment about mixnets. Yes. Is there any plan to integrate NIM with any Ethereum protocol? It's a very good question and also very timely. We were very happy to see Vitalik's comments. It was much needed. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the general shift in the Ethereum community from solar punk to more lunar punk vibes these days?
Well, of course I would say I'm positive about this in general. I was even on a live Twitter space with Vitalik 2 weeks ago, talking about not specifically this, but more about governance. Right? I think the shift which is happening right now that he wants is good, and it comes to the realization that in a very decentralized model, the privacy of the individual is key. And basically, because I think, in order for Ethereum to continue to evolve, it needs to solve some of those transparency issues that they have. I mean, the most obvious one is the MEV, the minor extractable value, which is a problem which is very specific to account-based system like Ethereum, where basically, if I'm a user, I'm broadcasting my transactions. By the time I broadcast, it comes to the miner or the validator. He can look at my transaction and can try to front-run me on the action I'm doing on chain, which in Bitcoin is not possible, and in other system is not possible. So in order to do this, you need to increase the privacy of the user. And basically, right now, if you're a weak user, if you're a small user of Ethereum and you are using DeFi, you're being potentially you are a victim of these MEVs, right? So then a lot of people go away. In order for a system to be successful
And resilient.
it needs to help the smaller ones, right? Every small user, and that's more cypherpunk, more lunarpunk value of like providing the service privacy for the small and transparency for the powerful, right? And this also it's also something a question of value. If when I'm a Monero user, if I'm a small user and I make my transactions, I benefit from the system. In Ethereum, you're right now in a place where you can lose if you're a small guy, right? So that's, I think, very important. And we will be in Switzerland. There is this like whole event in the coming months of May. It's called Switzerland with a Z. For those who knows, maybe it's the follow-up of Zuazuland or something like this. I don't know. And basically, it's an initiative from Vitalik to set up an environment where you can build up a society with Web3 values, and there is 1 week dedicated to the Swiss governance system, which I will be also talking there, and there's 1 week dedicated on privacy and cypherpunks, and I will be there with Harry and other people of the community, like. I think Amir Taki will be there with Rose also. So we will be a bunch of people talking, and we're looking forward with the discussion with Vitalik there.
Yeah, actually, now that you mentioned Amir, I should really bring him on also, a community call. We had Rose on one of
Okay.
We had Rose on one of the lectures for Shipyard, or no, Fireside Chats. But I haven't had Amir on, which is a big mistake. Very cool guy. Also very cool project. Make sure to check out Dark
But
Fight.
you have to organize a community call that lasts for 8 hours. This is his minimum time.
True. I'll bring Harry and Amir on, and I'll just leave.
Leave it, and for like 12 hours, like discussion.
Yeah, exactly. Yana is taking over control over the live stream, which is very much like her. So Yana, if you want to show anything else to the community, then
Yeah. Basically, we have a really good question from Roussel. Thank you so much for asking. So she's asking whether we are planning to go to DevConnect in Buenos Aires in November.
There was some discussion. I don't know if we finalized them, but it will. I think this will really depend on how the NymVPN is moving on. Right now, we're just at the beginning, so there are many passes which are possible. And I think if we have we already spotted this event, of course, DevConnect in Buenos Aires. So it's possible that we will be there. But let's say we will see a bit later.
Yep, you guys will know.
Will know. But we have it on our radar. Yes.
Yeah. We were there at No, that was not DevConnect.
DevCon. It was DevCon in Bangkok.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the previous one. This is the one.
But I meant Web Summit for some reason, but it's a very different.
No, the Web Summit was in Rio.
Yes.
And
it's gonna be in Rio. It's not.
Again,
it hasn't happened yet, right? We are gonna be there. So if you happen to be in or near Rio, then make sure to meet our community. And also Daniel, I think, is gonna be there. And I believe no one else from the core team, but at least Daniel and a bunch of beautiful Nym community members.
Mm-hmm.
You took over the control, so now you could.
Yeah. So basically, okay, for those who didn't.
Wait. So what is the name of the location where you are? I was asked by Beyond not to answer this question. Very nice try. We're not answering this question because I believe that a giveaway may happen to those who can guess the location where we are.
Oh, come on!
But this is nifty, right? We tried.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult.
It's very difficult
to find out. You think?
We're not showing any metadata here right now.
Yes, no metadata.
They have no idea.
I mean, if I know, yeah.
Should we help a little bit, just a tiny little bit?
The hotel name?
No, but I think we're giving away a lot.
Helped a lot because you narrowed it down. It's okay. We helped that much. Okay, it's a hotel. That's all you're gonna know.
There are so many hotels. Come on.
That's giving away. Already.
Yeah,
I think it's easy now. Right?
Yeah, Yana made it easy,
I mean,
so you're welcome, guys.
If you know a bit Kyiv, then you would
I do
would
not.
find out.
I do not think it's a very easy task. It's a very difficult task.
I mean, it
I'm
should
saying
be.
it as Ukrainian, as a Kievan. It's a very hard task.
Okay.
But again, I know there was a question about Ukrainian language
Okay.
and that you guys should learn some Ukrainian words and that
Yeah.
I should share some greetings.
All right.
So I guess you guys should be able to say something, yeah, like Добрий день.
Добрий день.
Добрий день.
Добрий
Добрий
день.
день.
Добрий
That's
день.
good day, right?
І дякую.
І дякую.
Дякую. Дякую.
Дякую.
Meaning first one was good day, hi, hello. It's
І дякую.
Дякую means thank you.
Thank
We
you.
in Ukraine are very grateful people. We're grateful for such great companies coming and supporting us in such hard times. That's why I, from all my Ukrainian heart and from our Ukrainian community, say to you guys, дякую for the fact that you are here with us today. Thank you so much.
It's nice to be here. Are we wrapping up?
Yeah, I know.
Wait,
That was a nice wrap up, but
that was actually a really nice wrap up, but we have to do the last thing. And before we do the last thing, I want to answer Maximilian's other question. So it would have been a nice
Yeah.
wrap, but
Of course, no.
next up is from Maximilian. Thanks for this is going to be the last question that we have time for. So Maximilian is asking, can NIM check server load and some other information, although node is not controlled by NIM? Very good question. Is there any centralized monitoring capability?
so we can only see what the node is sharing with us, right? So that's
Absolutely.
important. So, but there's some data that I think when you are a node operator, you set up, and you also set up some ports so that anyone can actually call your node and check some numbers. So, but basically, it's up to you to decide this. So I don't know right now how much of this server load information there is, but our plan is to increase the type of information, but always let the possibility to the node to share or not this data.
If I remember correctly, we don't actually know. So nodes are not exposing things like their CPU load or anything real time like that. They do expose if they want to. It's a toggle. They can expose their hardware configuration, so how many cores they have, how much RAM they have, that kind of stuff. But I think there's no real time. Like this is the load of my network port right now, or this is the load, like memory load or CPU load. I don't think it exposes anything like that. It would be nice, but right, I mean, it's down to the node operator to sort of monitor. That's part of the job when you operate a node, is to monitor those things, right, and keep a close eye.
It's also about the value of it. How much is actually useful for the network to see how much the node is loaded or not. So eventually, also it will come it will come naturally. If you have suggestions of what you think the network should look like, should watch, and if it makes sense, then we might add to the node this kind of information.
Oh, actually, lastly, I will mention something that you may have an answer to after you silenced your phone.
After I silence my phone, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Switch it off. Switch it off.
No, but his laptop is also ringing.
It's okay.
All right. So back when we introduced the hardware config toggle so that node operators can expose their hardware configuration, some community members raised that it could be a privacy concern for node operators. I don't see how though, because there's like your computer or the hardware configuration that the node is using could be like any place. It could be any like VPS. It could be any. It's just server hardware, right?
Yeah. So the reason why we asked at the first place this, or we thought it was, we wanted to see this, is and we made it like a voluntary base, right? They have to toggle on. Is also to know on what kind of hardware people were running, so we could optimize the system, right? Because the depending on the type of CPU and the type of and the specs of people, that we can better we can make code which runs better, which is more optimized. So that was the main reason. I think that's again comes to the thing of like, if you're the network provider, actually, because you are servicing the others, you're servicing the people who are getting the privacy are the users, right? Are the users of the mixnet. The one who are providing the infrastructures are getting rewarded for that, and they have to show they have to provide a certain number of quality. It's not as simple as Bitcoin mining, where it's just you just have to send a proof of work, but you need to prove a certain number of things, and we're still finding out which part is important for the network. And I don't see this as a privacy issue, because remember, the privacy is not for the node itself; it's for the user of the node.
Yep. So, anyways, I never understood that, but hopefully, or like probably, they had their reasons to say that.
But otherwise, we cannot check if it's not shared, right? We don't have a backdoor access on your node. No,
yes, exactly. No backdoor access. Wait, some people are guessing. The place. I'm not gonna say either yes or no. Yana is not gonna say not anything either. It could be, may not be. Well, with all of that said, guys, we're over time, so I don't want to rob you of any more time. Big thanks for coming on today, both of you. It was nice to do a community call for.
Thank you, everyone.
Community call in person for a change. Wait, let me remove the outro, so that you can see our names. So that was us. You can see our names there. Lovely to hang out. The last thing, of course, that I need to do is the little tradition that we have here on NIM community calls, which is giving you your POAPs. So actually, I'm not sure what the secret phrase is today. I let Salazar decide, but you do need to go to the same place as usual. So that's nym.com/go/POAP. No, actually now it's nym.com/POAP. Did the link change? Apparently it did change. Okay, I didn't know that either. I'm behind the curve here. And the secret phrase is, drumroll, rhubarb. I guess everybody knows why. That is the name of our newest release. So hopefully you guys enjoy this community call. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Wait, I have one last thing. So,
okay, go ahead.
Guys, please tell Palyanytsia.
Palyanytsia.
Yes!
Isn't that a cheese?
No.
That's Palyanytsia.
I will tell you later. Ukrainian community knows.
Was it a
so
curse?
Much.
Don't make me
No,
curse.
no.
All right.
Palyanytsia.
Thank you guys, Palyanytsia.